It's Angel from the Avoided Collective. Have you ever wanted to play guitar on the go? Or do you find yourself wanting to play guitar-based music on your portable synthesizer, but you just don't have the right samples? You're in luck. I've actually created a preset for the OPXY using the Multisample engine. So you're getting a ton of guitar samples made with a Fender Stratocaster, using a pick, getting some really authentic, gritty tones. In fact, the intro track that you're hearing right now in the background, that was made with this sample pack. It sounds like a real guitar, but it's played through the OPXY. OPXY actually does come with a decent sample library, and they actually have a guitar preset. However, the issue I have is that, one, it's not a multi-sample, meaning as you hit higher notes, the more processed it sounds. It's straying away from the original sample. And number two, the sample really lacks the tonal grit that you would get from an electric guitar with a pick. Check this out. The higher you go, the more it sounds like a piano or something. It just doesn't sound like a guitar. All right, so how did I make this? First and foremost, I am not a music expert. I don't have a huge knowledge of music theory, and I am definitely not a guitar virtuoso. I like to play guitar. I like to play bass. I like to play synths. I'm not an expert, but I like to just be creative and have fun with it. So I don't really know anything about music theory. So what I did is I looked up a chart online that would actually accurately take guitar notes and place them on their respective piano keys based off the octaves, strings, and keys. So I found this, here it is. And so what I did is I went into Ableton and I made a bunch of tracks and I labeled them all accordingly to the notes, the strings, and where they would fall on the piano keys. And once again, painstakingly uploaded them into the OPXY and dropped them in the multi-sample engine, and then saved the preset. So here are some fun things that you can do with this sample pack. Pitch bend. You can use the arpeggiator. It's funny how using the guitar samples with the arpeggiator can almost create these banjo type picking almost. Punch-in effects were pretty interesting. It was kind of hit or miss. Some of them were kind of lackluster, but it's cool how you can kind of get a tremolo effect. One of them would almost create like a palm mute effect, which was fun, right? And then with this other punch-in effect here, it almost creates like a string sound where it increases that attack. One of the sequencers that really surprised me that honestly I forgot about completely, the hold sequencer. So I'm testing that out here. You can hear that it's kind of holding and then it's just like hitting the notes again. I don't know why that is, but I really like it. it'd be really cool to do some ambient stuff with that. The Maestro sequencer. Honestly, Maestro is probably one of the most interesting sequencers that you could use with this sample pack. As you know, Maestro will strum whatever chord you program into it. So it's cool that you could do kind of like an up-down pattern, random pattern, and you can really hear the difference. So this is a lot of fun to mess with and create some interesting chords that you might not normally be able to. Honestly, I scratched the surface here. There's a lot more that you could do with Maestro, especially with the chord phrasings. I'm curious to hear what other people do. The sample pack is available for free. Any support would be greatly appreciated. All right, so I almost forgot about this, but I wanted to take advantage of the filter as well as the LFO, the modulation, and sort of create a wah-wah effect. It's not perfect, and I could probably use some tips on doing this a lot better, but there is still that possibility of actually doing it here with what you have. So I tried this video, but I got an interesting sound out of it. Once I figured out a sequence that I can manipulate, I went ahead and started messing with the step components. And this was really surprising. And honestly, this is my favorite thing to do with this Stratocaster multi-sample pack preset. You can get some really fun modulation. You can go up 5 semitones using the ladder step component. You can go down, you can do random. Once again, I only scratched the surface here, and I can envision other people doing like some glitchy guitar stuff. There's just a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of generative possibilities here. But check out what I did, and it was very simple, but it sounds awesome. Like it sounds like somebody's playing guitar, and they're almost doing it in a meditative state, and they're doing some random changes here and there, but you get some really great results. The OPXY brain is awesome when you're using a guitar sample pack. You can immediately hear transposition happening. It still sounds rustic, it still sounds natural. It's a great way to write songs if you are a guitar-based musician or you're kind of hybrid like myself. This is really fun. One of the first effects I really wanted to test on this, it was the distortion, and it delivered. There's, it sounds real. It sounds like a lightly distorted guitar. You can go a little crazy with it. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously. It's not like a real thing, but for what it is, it's not bad. The other effect that really surprised me was the reverb, because I guess I just really didn't mess with it at all. I didn't go into the effect settings of the reverb. It just sounds like your bass level reverb. Nothing to write home about. But when I ran this sample pack through it, it was awesome. I mean, it sounded fantastic. Really, you can get some really good atmosphere here. So check this out. Check out what I did with this. I mean, I know it's the same same pattern going over and over again. You might be sick of it, but when you put this reverb on, it just sounds huge. And I can't wait to write some tracks with it. So So you can download the sample pack located in the link below. If you want to support my channel, feel free to donate. It goes a long way. It's going to help make more videos and sample packs and presets in the future. Speaking of the future, I plan on putting together a comprehensive guitar sample pack for another piece of gear that will include multiple velocities, and I will plan on putting, different guitars through different amps, Fender amp, twin reverb, things like that, just so you have different flavors. And also try out some different tonal settings. If you guys have specific requests or have some ideas, I'm totally open to it. I definitely had fun doing this. It was time consuming, but it was definitely worth it once I got to jam. Let me know what you created with my OPXY guitar preset, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.